In the beginning of this film, we get to see some soldiers who are riding horses, and among them there is a soldier named Faustin, whose wife and son have to come to see him. And Faustin and all the other soldiers go hunting deer. While hunting, Faustin goes in another direction, and a soldier is shouting from behind that stop. There is no way ahead for the major. And Faustin succeeds in hunting a deer, and all the other soldiers come there and praise Faustin a lot. Faustin come back after hunting, and his son and his wives are waiting for him. And at night we are shown the husband-wife getting ready, and the wife saying that you will be very happy to see yourself. And we have to bear all of this. And after a while they are talking about the medals. We don't see him at the party. And after meeting all of the people, both go to dance. And then a colonel come there and invites Faustin wife for a dance. And the next day we see in the morning, her senior says you have to go to London for a quiz. And the next day the Fawcett is held at the Royal Geographic Society, London. The president and the Fawcett they are talking together. And the president said that you have heard about Bolivia. And Faustin says that Bolivia is in South America, isn't it he? And the president saw Fawcett some maps and said that you have to go there for a big discovery, and says but that place will be very dangerous. If you succeed you will have a lot of fame. Then we see Fawcett and his wife talking, and she says I know you have to go, and tells that I am going to be a mother again. And the next day he sees his son and hugs his wife. And then Fawcett is shown in the ship. He finds something strange and leaves his place and goes to check. Then he sees a person, and he tells his name is Henry Coston, and says I want to go with you. And then we see both of them on a train, and Faustin is telling Coston about a city, and Coston said that I know about that city. And after this he is reciting poetry to the Coston. And finally they both reach that place, and they are walking in the middle of the forest. And after a while it becomes night. Strange noises are being heard from all around, and they end up in a strange place. And there a soldier welcomes the Faustin. Soldier asks them to call off the mission. He says a telegram has come and asked you to stop the mission. And Fawcett say now the mission won't stop. Send them telegrams. And Fawcett meets a man named Borendier and tell him that I need some men. And one person is told Faustin that no one ever returns from where you are going. Boren gives him a person, and Fawcett says I want 4 more like this. Boren says I will help you, but first assure me that nothing will change here. And in the morning the Fawcett sets out for the search with men, and everyone is watching him go. And we see a man fishing, but the fishes do not fall in his net. And then they see a boat in which there is a person. They try to talk to him, but some tribal people from the forest showered arrow on them. Everyone jumps into the river to save their lives, but there are piranhas in the river. One of them becomes a victim of the piranhas, and everyone else gets back safely to the boat. And after a while we see a Fawcett asking his man how far is it, and he says it will take several weeks. And we see the end of night where everyone is sitting and talking, and Fawcett says that our guide has gone mad, was talking about some golden city. And after a while the Fawcett asked the Coston to read a letter, and in that letter it is written that your wife has gone to tavern with the entire family, and she gave birth to a boy. And in the morning we see that everyone has left once again, and one more person died, and the condition of all other people is also very bad. And only then one person says that the food is over, there is nothing to eat, and it's because of you. And he's about to take a knife to Fawcett, and then Coston shoots him in the ear. And finally after some time they reach their destination, and the Fawcett hunts an animal for food. The Fawcett sees some poetry which is disused there, and Fawcett says that the guide was telling the truth. There used to be a settlement here earlier. And then Fawcett prepares to return, and after some time we see that Fawcett's wife and everyone else are welcoming Fawcett with applause. And Fawcett meets his 2 sons and his wife, and in the evening Fawcett happens to be at the party where he is sitting and talking with a person. And shortly after that we see Fawcett giving a speech where he is telling about that civilization, and a lot of people make fun of him, and Fawcett shows them proof that the place is true. And one person says we should go over there again, and Fawcett says I accept the challenge, and I go over there again. And we see Fawcett with his wife, and his wife says that I will also go along. Fawcett says that the forest is not suitable for women. And because of this, both start fighting. And then his eldest son comes and says, "Don't fight." And Fawcett's wife leaves. And the next moment, we see Fawcett and everyone else in the boats. And now Fawcett and everyone else are on a board. And again, the same tribal peoples come and start shooting arrow to everyone. And Fawcett tell everyone to jump into the river. And the song starts singing. And the tribal people stop shooting arrows. And the Aborigines takes Fawcett with them. And Fawcett come back and calls everyone else. Now Fawcett meets the chieftain of his tribal and gives a chain to his son as a gift. And they all give Fawcett some paint to apply on their faces. And Fawcett asks them about that place. And he says, "I have just heard about that place." And the chieftain of the tribal asks Fawcett for a dinner. That's all for today. We meet you in its part 2.